Google Drive. How and why do we use it? One of the advantages of having a school Gmail account is you get a Google Drive account. Google Drive allows you to store work up on the web, and you can access it anywhere you have an internet account. It also is a nice benefit of backing up the computer. So if one of the computers goes down, as long as your work's saved in your Google Drive, if we get a new computer, you have access to it. And if you need to work at home from home, you can work from home. So you need to set this up properly. So I want you to log into your school Google Drive. If you're not already logged in, pause the video, go to Safari and log into your school Google Drive, and then we'll continue. Alright, so hopefully now you have Google Drive open. What I need you to do is on the left side, I want you to click on Shared with Me. And you might have a bunch of folders and files shared with you, but we're looking for one that has the period, name of the class, and your name. So my sample student account, period 3, graphic arts, I'm a student. Right now it's not in my drive, it's just shared with me. So I need it in my drive. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to drag it to my drive. Then I'm going to click on my drive. Right now, since it's just a test account for tutorials, that's the only thing I have in here. If you want to move this, like let's say you have folders set up by grade level, like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, whatever, and this is your sophomore year, you can drag it into your sophomore folder. That's fine. Just don't rename this. Alright? If maybe you have things named a certain way and you have like period 1, period 2, period 3, drop this into the period folder. That's fine. But keep this folder named exactly like this. The reason being is I have created these folders so that both you and I have access. So every student has one, both you and I have access. Any work you put in there I can see. That way when I'm grading and checking stuff or helping you or you have a question, whatever it may be, I have access to your work. So if you want credit for your work, it has to be saved into this folder. What we're going to do next is set up backup and sync from Google. Reason being, if you just had to rely on Google Drive on the web, think about this. This is how it worked. You come into work, you come into class, you would go on to Safari, log on to Google Drive, download the project you're working on to your desktop or something, open it up in Illustrator, work on it all period, save it back to the desktop, go back to Safari, log into Google Drive, and then have to upload it. And it's a lot of steps. That's a pain in the butt. Instead, we're going to use backup and sync from Google. It's going to create a folder on inside a Finder on your computer. And then anytime you save something there or drag something there, it will automatically back up and sync it to the Google Drive on the internet, which is awesome. So, how do we get to that? Easiest, fastest, quickest way to open up an application on Mac OS is to use Spotlight. Shortcut key for that is hit the Command key and then spacebar on the keyboard. And if you start typing the program you want to open, like backup and sync, and here you can see backup and sync from Google, and I can hit return, it's going to open it up. We're going to click on get started, and then you want to type in here your school email address. So your school email address. And once you have that typed in, click next. Then you want to type your password, of course. Once you have your password in, click on sign in. And it's going to take us to step 2. And we can say we got it. So I'm going to explain what that's saying anyways. Mine says my MacBook Pro because I'm using my MacBook Pro. Yours might say my iMac or whatever it says. Don't worry about what that title is. Just know that we want to uncheck these folders. You do not want your desktop documents and pictures automatically backed up to Google Drive. Well, maybe you do. You can even add other folders like if you do this at home. But for this class, since we're saving everything into that folder, we're not worried about these folders. Once you've done that, click next. We can say got it, and we're on step 3. We do not want to sync all of your drive to the computer. you only want to sync the class folder that we have. So we're going to click on sync only these folders, uncheck select all, and then look for the folder that you just moved to your drive with the period number and the name of the class. And click on that one only. The only gotcha is any files that are not in a folder that are just saved directly in your My Drive, they will also be synced. Okay, so this folder and everything inside of it, plus any loose files that are just in the My Drive directory will be synced. There's no way to kind of get around that. Then we're going to click Start. And if I look here in the upper right, it will start to sync, right? And if you see the cloud with the up arrow and all that, things are going good. As those things are spinning, it means it's syncing stuff along. And you will notice that Finder opened up. If I look in the upper left, right, on the menu bar it says Finder. I have a Finder window here, and it should have added this new folder called Google Drive, and then period 3 graphic arts or whatever your class folder is. If you got that, you're doing good. And this is where we're going to save everything, right? Not documents, not desktops, but into this period 3 or period 1 or period 2, whatever your folder is called. That's where you want to save everything for this class. And on a future mission, we'll talk about organizing it with proper folders for each project.